Hi guys, I'm Charlie from Asian Petrolhead, and today we have very interesting two SUVs, both from BMW and from the Genesis. They're very interesting because they were first developed for internal combustion engine, but now they have been turned into full electric cars, or I should say SUVs. Anyhow, we'll be comparing these two SUVs both in terms of interior, exterior design and driving dynamics. And at the end, I'm going to also tell you which is a better buy for you. So let's start the show right now. Okay, let's get the numbers out of the way, and because these are all electric vehicles, let's just start with the range first. But here comes a slight problem because there just isn't any WLTP or EPA numbers just given yet for the electrified Genesis GV70. So let's just compare them with Korean specs. Both are wearing 20-inch rims, and BMW iX3 has range of 213 miles, while electrified Genesis GV70 has range of 231 miles. And BMW iX3 has a 150 kilowatt fast DC charging system, while electrified Genesis GV70 supports up to 350 kilowatt fast charging. So it will only take electrified Genesis GV70 18 minutes to charge from 10% to 80%. So it's really clear that the electrified Genesis GV70 has advantage both in terms of charging and range. Okay, now let's talk about the battery and electric motor or electric motors. BMW iX3 comes with 74 kilowatt hour battery and a single motor turning the rear wheels, producing about 282 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. But on the other hand, electrified Genesis GV70 comes with 77.4 kilowatt hour battery and dual motor system, cranking about 483 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. Yes, electrified Genesis GV70 is much quicker to 60 miles per hour, 6.6 seconds versus 4.2 seconds. Okay, now let's talk about the price. Likewise, there's no international pricing given yet for the electrified Genesis GV70. So let's just compare them in Korean won. Electrified Genesis GV70 starts around 58K US dollars direct conversion. But on the other hand, BMW iX3 starts around 60K US dollars. Just comes as a single trim here in Korea, but the electrified Genesis GV70 fully loaded like this one can go all the way up to 71K US dollars. So yes, I think BMW iX3 is more competitive in terms of the price. Okay, we got the numbers out of the way, so let's just quickly compare the exterior design. Obviously, they look like BMW X3 and Genesis GV70, but because these guys are all electric, we have a closed grille up front, but openings on the bottom. And Genesis GV70 has a charging port up front. BMW iX3 has them at the rear and also comes with very unique 20-inch rims. I mean, design is subjective, so it's really up to you guys, but definitely guys, do let me know which front design you prefer in the comment section, please. On a side note, BMW iX3 comes with no frunk, but electrified Genesis GV70 comes with 22 liters of frunk space. Yes, it's not much, but I think it's better than nothing. But very interestingly, trunk space wise, BMW iX3 is a bit larger compared to electrified Genesis GV70. Dimensions wise, both are very identical. So let me just show you the second row seats myself, and let's start with BMW iX3 first. I'm about 6'2", and there's good amount of leg room, and headroom is generous as well, but a little bit disappointed that there's a large hump in the middle. Yes, Electrified Genesis GV70 comes with much smaller hump in the middle, and there isn't any manual sunshade for the side, nor any heated or ventilation seats for second row passengers, at least for Korean spec models. But there's good armrest, some storage area here, 2 cup holders, 2 air vents, climate control, and some charging ports on the bottom. And we have a large panoramic sunroof on the top. Okay, Electrified Genesis GV70 this time. There's good amount of leg room, and headroom is generous as well. It's really nice to have a manual sunshade for the side. Good armrest, 2 cup holders, 2 air vents, climate control, 2 charging ports on the bottom, and 3-stage heated and ventilation seats, and also walking device for lazy people like me. And we also have a large panoramic sunroof on the top. So yes, it feels better back here with more recent tech and features. Okay, now let me just show you the car from the driver's seat and go for a drive. Let's start with BMW iX3. And when you do get it, you're greeted with usual modern and clean BMW interior design. Both feels luxurious and practical. We also have 2 large screens, one for the gauge cluster and one for the infotainment screens. You can straight touch on it, so it's very intuitive to use. We also have lots of physical buttons and dials for the media climate control, but I always find them too many, so a bit less would be much better. We have a typical BMW gear shifter, iDrive controller, drive mode selector, auto hold, electric parking, iX3 badge, some storage area here, over here, and on the door trim. Compared to BMW, Genesis just feels brighter inside with white interior, and overall the material feels very nice. We also have 2 large screens, 12.3-inch for the gauge cluster and 14.5-inch infotainment screens. It looks large even from here. We also have lots of physical buttons and dials for the climate, media control, dial type gear selector, very easy to use, and Genesis control on the top. And we have wireless charging pad up here, 2 cup holders, some storage area here, glove box, and also on the door trim. Okay, let's start driving these guys. Let's start with BMW iX. When you start the car and when you start driving, you can really notice the BMW iconic sounds electric. I'm not really a big fan of a sound generator, but guys, do let me know what do you think about the iconic sounds electric in the comment section, please. Rather than iconic sounds electric, Genesis also comes with its own sets of sound generators. So let me just let you hear it. This is the E motor, S sound, and futuristics. Yes, I'm not really a big fan of a sound generator, but I think because it's so quiet inside, Genesis felt like they had to put something inside here. So guys, do let me know which one is your favorite. This is futuristic, engine sound, and E-motor. Let me know in the comment section. I think I like the E-motor the best. So let me know. What about visibility? Well, just like BMW X3, sitting position is not too low, not too high, but slightly higher than Electrified Genesis GV70. And visibility is very nice in here. It's really easy to see out of the car, large windows all around. We also have blind spots, alert system, which will help you during your lane changes. So yes, very easy and pleasant place to be, and overall compact size of this SUV or crossover makes driving both easy and fun. And compared to a regular Genesis GV70, seating position is slightly higher, but still not as high as the body-on-frame structure. So it's really easy to see out of the car. We have large windows all around. We also have blind spots, alert system, and also monitoring system. So yeah, it's quite pleasant place to be. Okay, let's talk about the single motor system from the BMW iX3, turning the rear wheels. When you do put the car into sports mode and accelerate, it actually picks up the speed very nicely, but as most electric vehicles do, the power seems to fade away after a while. So yes, it's not brutal fast, but I think it should be more than enough for your daily uses. It's just moves quietly but swiftly. Okay, let's talk about the dual motor system from the Electrified Genesis GV70. Normally it makes about 430 horsepower, but we have this boost button. When you press it, it says ready, and when you hit the accelerator, it says boosting for 10 seconds. It cranks up the power all the way up to 483 horsepower, and it just pulls like crazy. It works in any drive modes, and yes, it's much quicker compared to BMW iX3. Oh my God. Woof. Wow. It really goes. Wow. And because we have the battery on the bottom, it feels very stable even on very high speed cruising situations, just like right now, and nicely isolated. We have double laminated windows for the first, but single ones at the rear, but they're rather thick, so it's quite nicely isolated. So good job, BMW. Yeah. Feels very stable and quiet inside. The Electrified Genesis GV70 also comes with double laminated windows for the first and second row passengers, active noise cancellation system, and battery on the bottom. So it's very nicely isolated. We also have preview suspension, so it rides very smoothly and nicely. Okay, now let's check out the handling capability. We have battery on the bottom and turning the rear wheels, adaptive suspension. So, wow, feels very nice, and can definitely feel the rear drive system handling just like any other BMW style. So, yeah, it feels very nice and stable, and just having the battery on the bottom is just making this BMW iX3 taking turns very gracefully. Nice. Okay, let's check out the handling capability with Electrified Genesis GV70. We have battery on the bottom and dual motor system working as all-wheel drive systems. Wow, chassis feels rock solid, and definitely feel the all-wheel drive system working hard to keep this SUV stick to the ground. I mean, BMW iX3 handled gracefully, but with all-wheel drive system, this Electrified Genesis GV70 just handles a bit better. Just feels more secure and planted. And BMW iX3 also comes with adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist. As you can see, it's a very delicate one, placing the car right on the center. So yes, it also can be very good highway cruiser. And in comfort mode, the adaptive suspension feels very smooth and nice. So very good highway cruiser. And Electrified Genesis GV70 comes with adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist, so you can just set it and let Electrified Genesis GV70 do most of the work for you. It's a very delicate system, placing the car right on the center. So yes, this also can be very good highway cruiser. Of course, it's gonna say keep your hands on the steering wheel, but it can be very comfortable highway cruiser. I mean, it's roomy, comfortable, quiet, so what can you ask for more? Alright guys, this has been a comparison between the BMW iX3 and Electrified Genesis GV70. The BMW iX3 came out back in year 2018. Electrified Genesis GV70 just recently. So I'm sure BMW is working on all new next generation iX. But for now, yes, electrified Genesis GV70 is a better buy for you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll be back with much more. So if you have not, please do support us by subscribing to our channel and also hit that bell notification so you don't miss out in the future. Thank you guys. See you soon, and bye-bye.